For a month that's so short, it sure didn't feel that way. But as I string these monthly reflections together, I am so thankful I set the intention to do it this year. When you speed it up and you play it back, it's almost as if you can see the lesson unfolding before you. Crystal clear, February's message was, love thy neighbor. So our month started with John gone for a week for a work trip, and while he was away, I started jotting down all the jobs he does for our family that I had to pick up in his absence. They say that distance makes the heart grow fonder, but so does recognizing all the little things your partner does to keep the ship sailing smoothly. And aside, single parents, you are the real heroes of this world. It is hard. But I have to say, the one-on-one time with Gray was magical, and that little boy has a way of bringing pure joy to everything he shines on. I remember when we were celebrating Valentine's Day and the snow had started falling outside. John was back. We were blissfully unaware of the magnitude of what was on the horizon. To be honest, I was more worried about stockpiling food for the animals who had never lived through a cold like this, our birds, our bunnies. As Northerners, we weren't scared of the snow. In fact, I had a little FOMO when friends shared their snowscapes on the gram. But once the heat and the power went out, we realized how bad it really was. For us, we were without heat and electricity for 3 days, and being so cold inside our house was something, thankfully, we'd never experienced before. As an adult, you're fine, you just keep adding layers, but I felt so worried for children with special needs, the elderly. So many people had it far worse than us. We tried to make it a fun camping experience in our house, and John used comforters to try to keep the heat contained downstairs. We were so lucky to have the fireplace, and we told it so repeatedly. It kept breathing heat out to us day and night, served as a nightlight for endless board games, and the best tea warmer. But the one thing that kept us going did the opposite for our neighbors, sending their home up in flames. Several other neighbors had serious pipe issues that flooded their homes beyond repair. We were so lucky. So, back to that love thy neighbor lesson. I am notorious for not answering the door. I don't know if it's past trauma from having 5 dogs barking their heads off at the doorbell or me just being a nut, but it's rare that I answer. Never again. Because one of the nights of the storm, our neighbor frantically knocked on the door. Their pipes had burst. They needed help. And if you ever find yourself in an emergency, John is your guy, hands down. He immediately ran to the garage quicker than I'd ever seen him move and grabbed supplies. The special key to shut the water off at the street, his shop vac to suck up the water, the toolbox, the towels. In less than a second, he knew to get all that. I wish I was more like him. My job, on the other hand, was just as a pot filler to get them fresh water to brush their teeth. Not all heroes wear capes. An hour later, another knock for a stuck truck, then more burst pipes. Anyway, I learned that we are meant to lean on each other. This is our village. We're here to help one another. I can't tell you how much these small acts made us feel more connected to the people we're lucky enough to live next to and the community overall. Friends near and far helped us gather supplies to donate to our local food bank. Something that was so awful had a pretty special silver lining. So much so, Gray asked if we could camp again, and John set the whole thing back up for a family sleepover a few days later. I wouldn't trade these memories with them for anything. And now it's back to normal. Signs of spring are popping up. After the crazy snow, hail, thunderstorms, all of that we've seen in February, it's a much welcomed reminder of what Texas sunshine is supposed to feel like. So many things to add to the never take for granted list. And if we do, I've documented here as a gentle slap in the face reminder of how blessed we really are. Thank you for being in our corner. We're so lucky to be here with you. And what is it they say about March? Please, let it not be a lion.